Well, g'day, Max here again. Welcome back to the shop. So this video will be hovering around the welding area here, and we'll be constructing a new workbench. So what I need is a bench smaller than this and a lot lower to the ground. So I just had a poke around some of my materials and found this pipe, which we'll use for legs. We'll cut them to length, probably 650 millimeters long, 2 and a bit feet, I think. And we've got another piece of 1-inch plate we can use for the top. We'll probably have to chop it out of the thing that it's in. So that'll give us a chance to break out our brand new quick cut that we brought. So that runs on a track and is powered by oxyacetylene. So let me get these 4 legs cut to length in the bandsaw first, wire brushed up, and then we'll come back. So this bit of 1-inch scrap plate will do for the top of our bench, and we'll just weld our 4 legs on in the corners. Might put a bit of bracing in, we'll see how we go. And one side of this plate's got quite a gnarly edge on it that needs to be cut along there with the oxy to clean it up. So we've got the perfect tool for that, and that's our new quick cut, our beetle. So this oxyacetylene torch runs on this on a piece of track, so we'll give this a bit of a go. We'll cut that crappy edge off there, and that'll give us a 660 wide bench. Yeah, I've just ground off where the legs are going to weld on underneath, just to get through some of that rust and crap. just have to put a bit of a support under the rear of the track here. Just to stop it sagging down under the weight. That should be all right. We can adjust our cut distance by this knob here. So with our track running parallel to our cut line, the distance away from it's not that critical because we can adjust the cutting tip in or out on this rack and set our cut depth. Probably about there, about 5 mil away. Right, I'll get the other lines hooked up for the oxyacetylene, and I'll put a bit of shit down on the floor just so it doesn't bugger up the concrete. Okay. Should do the trick. Probably a good solid 8 out of 10. It's not perfect. Got a bit rough at the top there, but plenty good enough for a bench. But compared to what gets cut out of a machine, computer machine, by people who do it all day long, it's not too bad. Oh, that was, yeah, we didn't get to film the rest of these. That was, we just had to bore and do the circlip grooves. The cut quality on that's very good. So yeah, the Beetle worked alright. Its limitations are my experience with oxy cutting. But yeah, plenty, certainly good enough for a workbench. That'll just clean up quite easily with a sander. Cool. Yeah, so that's why I keep that tray for. Oxy cutting down onto your concrete floor does not do it any favours whatsoever. Anyway, I'll get the sander out and give these edges a quick sand. Right, we'll get these legs tacked on, then we'll work out what we're going to do as far as bracing. That's even if we need it. Probably don't even need it really. Okay, I can get it welded up now. Okay, it's the legs on. Right, that's a bit of primer on the legs. I'll get some green paint on them now. Later on, I will make up some little cartridges that drop in, I think, the ends of the legs. And that way, when not in use, this bench can be pushed in and out from under my larger bench there. Therefore, that'll keep it out the way and make it easy to pull out and use. And complete with this green paint on. So now we can flip it up over and get the top of it sanded down. And completed workbench. So I just give the top a bit of a sand down and a wire brush, coat of paint. Actually, this size workbench can be one of the most handiest sizes you can have in a shop. It's only 650mm high. You can weld stuff to them. It's just a good height for working on heavy components. You can even weld brackets on and line bore on a bench like this. Yeah, so handy to have. And you can just store them outside for when they're not in use. Another bit of plate, so I need to cut out a 100mm wide strip. That'll get cut into sections and it'll be the base for underneath our big milling machine, machine feet. Then I need to cut a couple more and they'll be the same thing for the Dean Smith and Grace lathe. Well, wouldn't that rip your undies? 1 or 2 more bars to cut and I run out of oxy. So we'll have to continue cutting another day. I just plonked the milling machine on those 4 bits of plate that we cut out. So we've got a piece of 25mm plate. That's what we cut out earlier on. 1 in each corner, just plonked down and sat the level on it. It's not bad for just being sat down on the concrete floor. We go the other way. Yeah, concrete floor is pretty good. So I'll get this, what I do is use steel shims and shim between the plate and the machine to bring it to the correct level. Well, okay, that went relatively quite quick and easy. I mentioned before that I normally, machines that don't have jacking screws where the feet go, I normally just shim them. So we're within the range of the bubble now. Close enough. So, you know, there's only a couple of foul in that to bring that back. So what I cheated. What I did was machined the tops of the plates only on this side. So the machine had to come like, it was high at the front and it had no weight on that corner and all the weight was off this corner. So I machined this corner down until I had weight on them both, and actually that brought the machine level. And then I had to level it crossways. So then I had to machine the same amount, equal amounts off that rear plate over there in the corner and this front one, and then that brought it to where we need to be. So yeah, quick easy way to do it. So I'm ready now to round up some anchor bolts and get these holes drilled through, and I'll use chem set anchors. 3 of them will be easy. This rear one it could be a bit of a mission because getting clearance under the electrical cabinet, but we'll see how we go. The cabinet does swing out the way to some extent. I'm hoping I don't have to move the whole machine to get a hole in for that one, but we'll see. Okay, so we finally got all of our anchor bolts in all 4 locations. 20 millimeters, 20 millimeter diameter studs. So as far as our level goes now, I'm going to let it go where it's sitting. So it's actually not that bad. We're half a division out that way. And pretty much similar that way. So that's close enough for now. Whether it settles in, well, time will tell, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, she's all ready now for the possibility of the saw base frame going in for machining. Well, okay, we'll bring this one to a close here. A bit of a mixed up one with our bench and bits on Olga here. I'll tell you one thing, that Beetle Quick Cut, oh, that's been one handy tool to have. I brought that a few months back, and yeah, this is the first time we've broken it out of its new box, and yeah, it's worth its weight in gold when you've got to cut your bits out of a thicker plate, or any plate for that matter. And like if you're doing long welds and that too, yeah, your welding torch, your welding gun, your MIG gun can go in, or your handpiece for your plasma if you just make up the adapters. And it's good, handy bit of gear, so saves a lot of clean up afterwards and grinding compared to if you got to cut by hand and that. So anyway, so yeah, Olga here is ready to accept that saw base. So I think we'll have a crack at getting that in and see how it goes. So finally leveled up and bolted down after all this time. So yeah, see how we go. So anyway, cheers, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll hopefully see you in the next video. Cheers.